So welcome everyone. I don't know if you can see us or hear us. Amel was just gone for a second, so that's why I'm.
Am I?
Hello. Yeah. Now you're here again. So
Let's play hide and seek today. So, can you see me?
yes.
Okay, so welcome everyone and welcome Susanna. I'm so happy to have you for a conversation. It's always fun to have a conversation with you and to open possibilities. And today we are sharing a upcoming amazing class that really was
Okay.
life
Now you're
changing
gone
for me.
again, Amel. So I'm gonna take over. So what Amel and I were talking about before was like an invitation to what else is possible for those who seek change, and those who want to facilitate that change. Um, so I hope the Wi-Fi is good enough. Otherwise, we can do this another time. But I'm just going to keep on talking because, let's see what occurs. So this is like this. You see the beautiful background, Pragmatic Practitioner that Amel was creating. And pragmatic basically means doing what works. And like there's a lot of people seeking for change, especially right now. And there's also a lot of people desiring to facilitate that change. And facilitation means making it easier, and making it easier, that's an art. Making it hard is normal because having a
Exactly.
problem is normal. Seeking possibilities is not normal. So, how different would you be willing to be to seek possibilities when other people celebrate problems? And also be someone who facilitates possibilities rather than trying to solve problems. And that's a totally different perspective. It's a totally different paradigm to function from. My background is psychologist and therapist. So I was trained to focus on problems and I was trained to look for solutions for people. Notice what I said, for people. Sometimes I was trained to do it with people. There's a big difference for people and with people. But it still was about the problems and looking for solutions. So, what we're doing with pragmatic psychology is being aware of what can be, what is actually possible, not what's wrong, but what's strong. And how can you use that strongness that is often misapplied as wrongness as a resource to create a life that works for you? And so also like with this pragmatic practitioner program, it's targeted to, I don't know if you guys can hear now. So it's targeted to people who are in the facilitation business, like people who are facilitating change, which is like coaches, therapists, social workers, parents, grandparents, teachers, like anybody who works with people. Anybody who works with people basically is invited to find a different paradigm for them on how else can you use pragmatic tools to show people what they're capable of, what's right about them, not what's wrong about them. And it's a whole art. Like facilitation of change it's an art. It's truly an art. So this is what we're inviting to. So Amel, I can see you now. I don't know if let's give it a try.
Yeah, I could hear you and see you. Strangely, I'm disappearing. I don't know what is happening with me. What's right about this? So yeah, as you said, it's totally the art of facilitating the change, and that's what I love about pragmatic psychology. It's this art of playing with the tools because we can have a toolbox, but if we don't know how to use the tools or how to engage with the tools and how to ask the question who's going to open much more or just drop this little space of or kindness or allowance in the right perfect second who's going to boom, explode the word of the person, it's not really serving. It's not about being right or doing it perfectly, because there is no perfect, but it's more about being in this space where we are totally expanded, when we lower our barriers and we allow ourselves to engage.
Okay, so that's okay. So what you just said was okay. So I'm gonna extrapolate on that because that was really
Yeah.
great. You said a lot and a lot between words, and that's brilliant. So one of the things that I want to expand on is what people usually do when they facilitate change is that they have already a whole list of what they should deliver to the client, or what the client should get out of the session, or what the session should lead to, or what the whole treatment should lead to. And there's a whole list. Some part of that list is acknowledged, like you can talk about it, but there's also a big part of that list that is unspoken. It's like it's in the back of people's heads, but it's there. And it's like it functions like a filter between you and the client. So you can never really now I'm gone, maybe. I don't know. So you can never really be aware of, like, be present with what the client actually shows you, that you then can use to facilitate, to orchestrate possibilities. So this is more like a dance than doing the right thing. And it's much more relaxing, because when I was doing the way I was taught, there was always in the back of my head, what should I do now? What is the right thing to do? And it was very stressful. And it also had this, thing of judging yourself. Like, did I say the right thing? What did the textbook say? What did my teacher say? And this is something totally different what we do here with pragmatic psychology. It's like where you engage. I'm just gonna, when I see myself, okay, now it works. So you engage in the dance, you engage with the dance of possibilities, and you're present in the moment of what the person truly is asking for and what they're not asking for. Because you can want all the wonderful changes for people, but if they don't choose it, if they don't want it, you can stand on your head and it's not going to do anything. So that's a totally different dance, because you said art, we talked about the art of facilitation. And there's a lot of people who are brilliant. They have great ideas. They see the world in different ways. But then when it comes to sitting present with a person and facilitating actual change, that's where many people go, I can't do it, and judgment, and it's all in the way of what they're actually capable of. And one of the things I see in these pragmatic practitioner classes is when people start to acknowledge and get access to what they're capable of, holy wow, it's like so beautiful what comes out of them. It's so amazing what they can facilitate.
Yeah. And, speaking about that, what I love about this class, because it's 3 days, and for me, the experience was like, don't listen to the word, listen to the energy. And speaking about, like, okay, you are aware that you can facilitate this, you can invite this person to this and that, etc., and that she could choose this or that, but the second when you acknowledge the energy present and you deal with
and now
the
you're gone
energy
again. So it's it's like you can be aware, like you can hear what they're saying. So you can hear what they're saying, but you also, if you really hear what they're saying, like Amel suggests, like listen to beyond the words. That's the art, the true art, and it's so much easier. It's like I learned that art a lot when I was working with people with autism and Asperger's, because they speak a lot beyond words. There's like not many verbal words coming, but I keep making a break in between when I see the black screen. So it's like you hear, like they don't use a lot of words, verbal words, but they use a lot of they use energetic language, I usually say it. And it's a very rich language. It's much richer than the verbal language. And once you relax into that, awareness, because we all have it. It's like no, none of us doesn't have it. We might have forgotten it. We had it when we were children. When you were a kid, you didn't communicate with words first. You communicated with all other methods, also especially energetics. But then, we try to be normal and fit in, and we use language, and then we forget about all this other stuff. But it's all there. It's all there. And I realized when I started to work with autism and Asperger people, they are so, their language is so rich. It's like they don't not talk, they talk in a different way, but people are not willing to hear it because it's so different. So that's where I trained that muscle again of hearing more than just the words. And it's so helpful in not only in facilitation of people, it's helpful my whole life. It's like when I look for a wonderful place to stay on my vacation, like I don't only look at the words on the description of the hotel. I go for, okay, what will actually nurture my body? And I follow like what I know. I follow my awareness of the energy, and it always turns out greater than I can imagine. Like I have a place right now where we stay. We arrived yesterday, and it's so magical. It's a garden that we didn't even know that it's a garden that people travel to from Russia to. It's like a famous garden that we found. And it's just amazing what shows up when you relax into what you know.
Yeah. Can
Mhm.
you hear me, or am I
Yes,
still
yes.
gone? Yeah, thank you so much for that, because it's definitely this. It's this class is inviting people to just step into what they know, what they can't cognitively just explain, but what this abilities is like being much faster. Speaking energy and allowing yourself to be present with the energies is much faster. And I acknowledge also that I really enjoy the facilitation that we have, because it's 3 days, so we are breaking in different rooms with the participant, and it's playing the facilitator, playing the facilitated, the client. And it's so much fun, because going into the other side, if you get used to facilitate all the time, and allowing yourself to be facilitated is so different, and it gives you a lot of awarenesses. And in the same time, it's also allow you to be more vulnerable. And let me know, please, if I break, because I can hear you and I can hear myself, but I'm not showing. So,
Oh, good. Oh, good.
so it's just phenomenal how
Mm.
it can invite you to more.
Mm.
It's just
Exactly.
amazing. Hmm.
And it's like you said, because in this class we practice facilitation. So like we pair people up two and two, and they swap like facilitating each other, and then they are facilitating. It's very helpful to be in both like roles, both perspectives, and to see, okay, so how is it to be like, what are the elements that work when you're being facilitated? Like one of the elements are the other person, like it works for you when the other person is in total allowance, when they don't need you to change, when they don't force change on you, but when they allow you to change and when they allow you to not change. Like that's just one of many, many, many elements that you probably realize, oh, okay, maybe, let me see, I'm gone a little bit.
No, you're
Okay.
good.
Okay. So, and what, like, maybe you then also realize, okay, you see the places where you force change on people. None of us has ever done that, right? I know I have, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So it also facilitates this vulnerability for you, and where you are present with, where you are needing for people to change, rather than going, okay, it's their choice. What we want to do is we want to facilitate people to choose not to do the right thing. Like most people don't even know. It's like most people don't even know that they have choice. And that's a huge part. So that's, yeah, so much to say. So I think that's, yeah, I could
Yeah.
go
So,
on.
yeah, it's just phenomenal. And it's also a very beautiful space for all the facilitator around the world who are looking for more, and who are looking for acknowledging their unique capacity to facilitate, because we can be like 1,000 million
I think you're
painter
gone
and be
again.
Each
Yeah,
one
it's
of us.
definitely
Yeah.
their unique capacities to create change. So yes, so I think we because we keep on cutting out, yes, and yes, it's definitely about your uniqueness in facilitating change. So the class will be in, I think, 2 weeks. I'm really bad with timing, but it's in the like August, 3 days.
26th to 28th.
Thanks.
Oh, you can hear me.
That's exact, like that's
You
the
know,
part you were there. Now you're gone again. So
that's
20,
funny. I feel like a ghost.
so funny.
Am I a ghost? Am I dead?
Going. But she keeps coming in the right moments and saying brilliant things. So it works. So 26 to 28, yeah, 3 days. And you need the prereqs for this are bars and foundation because we really want to go deep and far with the tools and what else is possible. So, guys, I think we keep cutting out. I hope this was of contribution to you guys in just seeing that there's a different perspective out there for everybody who's facilitating change in whatever way they do. You don't need to be a coach, but you can be. So anybody is welcome. You know, we have people who are hairdressers, flight attendants, doctors, coaches, facility. Like it's really a range of different people with different backgrounds who join these classes. So moms, exactly. Yes, moms,
Moms
dad.
and teacher too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. So, guys, you're so welcome. You know, what future would that create for you to join us? And thank you, Amel, for
Thank
being
you
so
so
amazing. I
much.
love your space. It's like when we two get together, it's like it's so easy. It's like blah, blah, blah,
Yeah.
blah,
Woo. And we killed StreamYard. It's so easy.
blah.
So we just like
Yeah,
explode StreamYard.
how to create the Wi-Fi, you know, and all that. Awesome, cool.
So thank you so much. I just wanted to precise that it's going to be translated into Arabic and I will drop it on somewhere, everywhere.
Yes, I think we have Arabic, German, French, Russian, and Spanish, and Romanian, what I remember. Yeah.
And what else is
And what else
possible?
is possible?
Thank you so much, Susanna.
You.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
Adios.
Bye.